Yeah, this afternoon we're sitting on the banks of the Londolozi riverbed, and it's lush green summer all around, which means nesting season for a lot of birds. And we're sitting at the nest of a chin spot batis. Beautiful little bird in a beautiful little nest. It's this wonderful woven cup. It's covered in lichen and it's woven with spider webs. It's this amazing intricate little nest. So we're sitting with the female. She's the one that broods on the eggs. We're waiting for the male to come in and feed her. We've been here about 35 minutes and he hasn't come back so far. I'm sure he's just out foraging. Hopefully nothing's happened to him. The issue for this little batis pair is that the nest is very exposed. It's not only predators they need to be worried about, it's cuckoos. The class's cuckoo will parasitize this nest. What it'll do is it'll come and it'll lay an egg in the nest, probably pushing the female batis off to do so. The batis will then raise the chick once it hatches as her own. The chick, meanwhile, will evict the batis's eggs. So it'll be the only one raised by the batis, and it's a bigger bird, so pretty soon you'll get this tiny little batis raising a chick that's significantly bigger than it. And this nest is out in the open, so it's going to be very visible to any cuckoos that fly over. Maybe there's already a cuckoo egg in there, we don't know. So we're going to follow the progress of these little batises over the next couple of weeks and see what happens. Right now it's just a lot of waiting. Female sitting there, turning her head from side to side, scanning the sky for danger for the return of the male. Okay, we've been here for well over an hour now and nothing's happened. Well, the male's been flipping around our heads a few times. So we're going to leave these guys for now. We're going to go check out a drongo nest that we know has chicks. Well, as of 3 days ago they did. And we're going to go and see if there's any activity there, because there you can see the chicks. You're kind of on eye level with them, they're just below the road. So let's go see if there's anything there. And there'll probably be a little bit more feeding activity, or a little bit more activity than with the batises, but we'll check in with them in a day or two. Amazing morning with the Nsevu pride. Very little happening, but 4 tiny cubs are with them. And this is the first time I've seen these little cubs. I think they have been seen on Londolozi once or twice before. We generally find in the summer we see this pride a lot more. They move around, they're not always on Londolozi. It's a completely open ecosystem here. In the winter months they spend a lot of time in and around the Sand River where we can't always access. But in summer, when the game's a lot more spread out, there's water everywhere, they're not as restricted in their movements, and I think over the coming months we're going to be seeing them a lot more, which is superb, because they've got these tiny little cubs wandering around with them now. So at the moment they're all lying up in a tambueti thicket where there's nice shade, it's fairly open so it's comfortable to sleep, but it's going to be very hot today. The sun's coming out and it might even hit 40 degrees Celsius. So I think we're going to come back this afternoon. I'm sure if they're not here they'll be somewhere very close, but yeah, very exciting to have new little cubs running around the reserve again. Okay, we've come back to where we had the Nsevu pride this morning. They are gone, but the cubs are still here. Oh, there's one just climbing a tree. I've got to film this. Yay! These little things are trying to be leopards. It's not a great place to leave them because it's fairly exposed. We're just on the edge of a beautiful tambueti thicket. Maybe the pride's nearby. I doubt it though. I don't think the cubs would be this far away from their mothers unless they've been actively told to stay here, which is what will happen when the mother leaves with the pride. She'll give them a little cough or grunt or some kind of noise that'll tell them stay here. And here they are. So We don't want to be with them too long. We don't want to draw any attention to them, place any pressure on them. They're very relaxed with us being here. I mean, that seems like they've seen vehicles a number of times before. Whoa, he's going up the tree, hang on. So we don't know where the pride is. I imagine they've gone hunting. There's been a bit of a storm today. Nothing too hectic, but a little bit of rain and some thunder. And the cool conditions, noise, the wind, those are made for very good hunting conditions. So I imagine they've gone to see if they could catch anything. We'll probably leave the cubs in a few minutes and go look for the pride. And maybe they've had some success. If they have, and it's a big enough kill, the mother will probably come and get the cubs. Mothers, I should say, the two mothers. There are 2 litters here, one of 3, and then a single cub, and 4 in total. We'll spend a few more minutes with them, and then we'll go look for the pride. Okay, great stuff. We found at least 4 of them. Looks like an adult lioness, 3 of the sub-adults. They've just got on the move, and the lioness is contact calling, which generally suggests that the rest of the pride isn't too far away. Let's try and get ahead of them. They're on the road now. See if we can loop ahead and see if the rest are there. Okay, well, we stuck with that portion of the pride for a little bit. They didn't rejoin the rest of the pride, and there's a good reason, because the rest of the pride was bumped into heading in the completely opposite direction, about 2 kilometers away, and much closer to the Londolozi camps. So we turn around, try to find them.
Robbie, if you guys stop me, we're just going to head down south on Cheetah Falls to see if they potentially cut west.
So that was Barry, still looking for the lions. We all are. We've been searching for about half an hour now. We didn't manage to re-find the portion of the pride that was heading up towards the Londolozi airstrip. Now, we've driven all the roads in the area. We've checked with spotlights. Nothing. We can't hear anything. It's a very, very dark night. Cloudy. The moon isn't going to rise for another hour or so. And we think they are probably going to be successful on the hunt tonight. So we're going to come out first thing and see if we can track them down. Okay, it's Friday afternoon. We are trying to find a pack of wild dogs that have just gone on the hunt. They have disappeared at high speed through some thickets. We couldn't stay with them. So what we're going to do is go to the pups that they left a little bit further back, and we're going to wait there until the adults hopefully come back from a successful hunt and then regurgitate food for the pups. That's how they operate. So let's see what happens here. Oh, God. That's fine, let's go. Okay, so, whoa, okay, whoa, here we go, turn in hard. Whoa, okay, dog's coming here. Whoa, look at this. So we can go. Nice, we can go. Okay, that was a high-speed chase. That dog came screaming past us. Now we're trying to find it. Okay, there's a lot of impala on the airstrip here, regrouping. It's nice and open, good hunting. But I think the dogs have headed into the thickets. These impala around us are all survivors. They've dodged that bullet. So apparently the rest of the pack have killed an impala and an nyala very close to camp. These dogs, jeepers. I mean, this shows the pack splits, so they hunt in all different directions. That was a spectacularly intense 2 minutes. So some of the pack have killed an nyala in these thickets here. We can't see it. You can just hear the sound of bones crunching. Oh, there goes one. You've always been in the mud, eh? Wait, stand by. So I think after a lot of them have, or after a couple of them have got quite a bit of food in their bellies, they'll go back to the pups. So what we'll do is we will head back there in a couple of minutes. They may even call the rest of the pack and bring them here. What a phenomenal afternoon. 90% of it took place within 30 meters of the camp entrance, and some of it actually in the camp. The dogs were in the camp car park for a couple of minutes. So it's getting dark now, and the pups are just feeding on the last scraps of the nyala that they killed. Often when carnivores have eaten, the first thing they want to do is go for water, but you could see how nervous the dogs were approaching the water hole, and they're very aware of the danger of crocodiles, and for good reason, because there was one that was lurking around and it actually approached where the dogs were wanting to drink. So that was an amazing interaction, because we have seen dogs lost to crocodiles here before. So I think most likely they'll finish off the scraps here and then trot off into the darkness, settle up for the night. So I think we're going to leave them to it.